Oh, and welcome to not Dolphins Dive. Welcome to Spirit Island Saturdays, where we play Spirit Island on Saturday. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at LogicDolphin on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Discord, pretty much any avenue. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch. You can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. I am by my lonesome today. No one else is here. John is doing his squash tournament, and Jeff Dugan is busy, and Seamus is, well, MIA. Well, he said he was uncertain if he would be able to play, and I haven't heard back from him, so I will assume that he is unable to play. So it is just me. I'm slurring my words today for some reason. It is just me today. So usually when I play single player, I either do a second wave rush, or I do a 4-player marathon, which I think I've only done twice, so I don't know why that's a usual thing. But I also like to do quick play. But before I hit that button, I just want to double check that all of these settings are what they should be. Let's change the map to something different. Let's change the theming. Well, let's leave the land numbers on. Automatic zooming should still be on. I guess I don't need to toggle all of those. I like the 3D textured. All of that is what it should be. The last thing we want to double check, just hitting buttons here. The last thing we want to double check, of course, is that we have events. And we do. We have Branch and Claw, of course. Alright, so we should be good. Let's do 2 spirits. I don't want to do a big 4-player game today, and let's do 8 to 10 as I normally do. We're playing France 6 and Guard the Isles Hard. Oh my gosh. This could be good, it could be bad. We have Ocean and we have Green. So France 6 is interesting. I guess I could just click the cards like this. Alright, so France 6, which means... so we have a limit of 7 towns per player, which means 14 with 2 spirits. After exploring, on each board, pick a land of the shown terrain. If it has buildings, add a blight, otherwise add a town. And we're at least not thematic, because if this was thematic, that would result in an instant loss on 2 of the boards, because on 2 of the boards, there's only 1 of a corresponding land type. I know, like, Southwest has only 1 wetland, and so if they have wetlands with escalation, we instantly put a town there and we lose. So after successfully exploring into a land with no buildings, we add an explorer. We have the Slave Rebellion event under the top 3 cards of the event deck, and after building in a land with 2 or more explorers, replace all but 1 explorer with an equal number of towns. We have additional towns. Building a coastal city adds a town to the adjacent land with the fewest towns. Removing blight from the board is put onto here instead of the blight card, and as soon as there are 6 blight on here, we move it all back, so it's very slow healing. And after resolving an explorer card on each board, add an explorer to a land without any fear card effects. Never remove explorers. If one would, you may instead push that explorer. So lots of extra rules, not very much setup changes, so you have to be mindful of all of these. But namely, we never remove explorers in this game with fear card effects, but events should still move them. We of course have Guard the Eel's Heart. Guard the Eel's Heart. What is with my words today? They're just terrible. Yeah, well, we do have green, so we have spirits with easy build prevention, but doesn't prevent the escalation effect. And we have ocean, which is a very hard time getting into the inner land, although they're not listed there for some reason. Lost condition, anytime after turn 1 there's a building in inner land. With 2 players, this land number 7. After all other setup, we remove all towns. So actually, part of the France setup is actually off, because we do not have early plantations in effect because the towns are gone. But I can still do other things. And in each inner land, we add an explorer and a presence from the player starting on that board, although Ocean puts a presence in the nearest legal land. And each spirit starts with 2 additional power cards by drawing a single card from each of the 2 power decks. So this is difficulty 10, allegedly. So we are on the upper end of 8 to 10. But we have Guard the Owl's Heart, which theoretically moves it down. Alright. And I normally just go into the land with the city, but I was also told that it's a bit better to not do that. And this inner land is a sands, and this inner land is a mountain, by the way. So actually, green is having a harder time right out the gate here. We probably want to be adjacent to the inner land. At least the inner land on that board, which is good because there's already 2 explorers there. Great. Actually, there's just one. Well, there is going to be an additional one. Not because of this, but because of Guard the Owl's Heart. And this is France 6 that is adding an extra explorer to a land without any. Can we select the ocean? We don't want you in that sands, that's for sure. Put you in a land with the beasts, maybe you'll die someday. Put you in the land with the Dahan, maybe. Alright, so this extra setup is gone. Alright, so what do we want to do here? Maybe we do extra energy. Alternatively, go for... this is an additional presence outside of the normal ones. So if we do, like, card plays, you could do 2 card plays on turn 1 and still gain a power card and gain energy. That's probably correct, though. We could... Well, if we do middle growth option, we still get 2 card plays. If I only go up the energy track, that is. But I can put the Sacred Site here at A7 and prevent that build, which of course is a good idea. I have no idea how we're going to handle with B7 because Ocean is nowhere close to that, so I think green needs to grow into A3 in any case, so that green has adjacency to B7. And then next turn, if they explore mountains, we do overgrow plus middle growth option, but for that to work, this costs 2 energy, so you're gonna need energy. So I think you have to do this option in any case. So probably 2 card plays is better than. Now Ocean is just adding to the coast because those are all range 2, and that's the closest we can get. Ocean, however, can do 3 card plays on turn 1 with 0 energy, +1. But you will have an extra minor power, and you will have a major power that you will probably not be able to play for a bit. I mean, generally Ocean wants card plays, although the elements are nice for consistency in drowning. But our other point of view is that you could do card plays so that you only take cards that have moon, earth, and water in them, so you still drown anyway. But if we go for more card plays like right away, then we have to start reclaiming right away, which means you're not going to have coastal presence. But I mean, like, you still have to like do like you're always doing middle growth options so you get into board A. So who the hell knows? If I just completely forego the card plays, I can take a moon and a water, and then any card I play immediately results in town drown, which is good because they're building a town in B3. If I do Call of the Deeps, I stop a build in A4. I feel like I'd be remiss if I just didn't do more card plays. Grant Hatred of Ravenous Form and Call to Migrate on green. Those aren't good elements. Paralyzing Fright is good. Quicken the Earth Struggle, less good. We do not have good elements. I guess Paralyzing Fright gives air and earth, which are the two elements you would want, I guess, other than moon. So it does require a Sacred Site, which is the problem on Ocean. Also, I forgot I need to move my camera. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to see the Scenario, Adversary, or Ocean cards. So there you go. Now you can see what's going on. Alright. Yeah, I'm not really fond of these cards. Well, that was the base card, but these cards. I mean, Call to Migrate is okay. If we can provide defense in a land, it allows for killing of invaders. Otherwise, it's just sparing Dahan, I guess. Grant Hatred or Ravenous Land. Ravenous Form. Wow, I don't even know what I'm saying. You do not have anywhere close to the... Well, I guess not really. You do have moons, but not 4 moons. You don't ever have an 8 moons. You can only play at most 5 cards with a +1 card play. So you'd have to play 4 out of 5 moon cards, at least one of which has a fire on it, in order to hit that threshold. Adding Strife in up to 3 adjacent lands, though, is potentially really good. Potentially. I don't know, Strife's always pretty good. The beat boop from me being live is there. I mean, one option is that I just immediately search for a different major power. Because I don't... Oh yeah, I forgot I can do this. I can do this. Bam! Zoop! Zeep! Doop! Bam! Pow! None of those icons mean anything. However, there was an update. And now there's actually animations attached to these. That's cute. That's pretty cute. I don't think we can do multiples, right? Yeah, no. It's still just the one, which is fine. I mean, Ocean's always doing this. The question is whether we're going from other powers or not, which is most likely the case. You're growing into A3 always. I'm still locked into the idea that you have to decide on whether you're doing a power first, because you can't rewind past that point, which is not actually that true anymore, but it's still a good philosophy to have, I feel. This build has to be prevented. I guess the only way to prevent it is to do this presence, though. It doesn't have to be well, yes it does. Or I could just push the town out, and that's probably okay. They're building 2 towns, though, but I can gather and explore out to prevent the second town build. We don't lose this turn. If there's a town in A7, we will start losing in the next turn. So it's okay if they build, they just can't finish the turn in the town. I guess we don't need to really worry about the waters this turn because we want the defend for next turn if we're going to do it. Reaper's Tear is a thought. This is a Sands. This does mean that this Sacred Site, if we put a Sacred Site 1 tile away, which is always the big issue with green, is to remembering to do the Sacred Site thing. 1 damage to each town would do 1 damage to each town there, and then we could do this effect to damage things. The problem though is that we of course need to make sure that first off we get 2 moons, and second off we have a Sacred Site next door, which I mean, I don't have to put the presence in A3 this turn, I guess. I could do presence. No, I do need to do it, because in order to get the Sacred Site in B7 next turn, I need to do this growth into B7. But the only way I get a Sacred Site in A7 is if I do this. But I guess, yeah, I'm not going to prevent the build. I will just push the town out. Or push... I could I can't get to this effect, right? Because I don't have enough plays unless I do middle option, but I don't have enough energy in that case. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Alright, well, I'm just gonna click buttons. Because might as well get these out of the way. Always doing those. We're probably doing that. That lures an explorer out from A7 or A4. Most likely A7. You don't need to defend. Drowning is fine. Pushing. Oh, that also pushes the town out. So I guess that would work. Interestingly, this gives me city drown. So if I can get into B2, which I could do with Gift of Proliferation, then I'm fine. And if I gather an explorer out from A7 and I title boon a town out from A7, that stops A7's problems altogether. They'll only build one town and we push that town out. So ideally we also gather the Dahan out from here with green. I don't foresee Creeper's Tear being useful this turn, unless I were to grow into a Sands, which is difficult. So we'll take the energy since I need to do this in the event of a mountain build next turn. So let's see what this power is. I'm going to do minor. And I have Growth Through Sacrifice, which doesn't give a presence into B2. But it does give all the elements we want. Creeper's Tear and All Enveloping Green are hit with this. On the other hand, it's the cheaty card. The card that Peasant has said some expert Spirit Island players remove from their decks because it's cheating. But is there another pick I'm going to do here? Also, this is on green, so destroying your presence is totally okay. Screw it, I'm doing it. I don't care. I don't care if this is now an asterisk game to certain expert Spirit Island players. I'm doing it. It's mine now. So can I play this to save the Dahan from B3? I mean, it's only one that gets drowned, but the nice thing about Cold Migrate is it gathers and pushes. So I can use it to mop up the singletons from the places where the event would otherwise convert them. Like A2 is at risk and B1 is at risk. And there's only one event card that says on each board, if there is a single Dahan adjacent to a city, convert it to a town, but getting rid of that now rather than later could be good. Like for instance, I can get everything out from B3 into A3. Oh, but then that doesn't quite work. I can gather... Nah, these things are too far apart for me to save both at the same time, but I can still do A2 and B3. Gathering 3, pushing 3 into whatever land I want. It does completely forego Creeper's Tear, but I didn't foresee that working. We don't have a Sacred Site, so this play is not correct. We could just use Field's Choke to push a town. This is range 1. So we could push... Oh, but I wanted the presence in B2 for city. So actually, no, I'm doing Gift of Proliferation, so Ocean can grow into B2 to kill a city that way. Could also grow into A2 instead. Both would be reasonable. B is probably better because of the limited green visibility on B right now. Alright. We're not Growth Through Sacrificing this turn, but we can in a future turn. I could... Oh, I didn't even... I could have Field Stroke, but I could afford that. Okay, so let's do it here. 4 card plays? There's like... You have no energy. Right? Like... You can't play these 4 cards, ever. Even if we drown as much as we can this turn, you're not playing those 4 cards. So we're gonna give you off the energy track. You have a moon now. I can gather 2 explorers like this, but I think we have to stop 2 towns there, so it has to be gather this out. They do build A4. We'll worry about that next turn. Invaders explore mountains. So yeah, that mountain build is pretty scary, but thankfully we can thwart it. Maybe. Yeah, you have to take extra energy next turn. Or not extra energy, you have to do this growth option and take off energy track, because you need 1+1 for that to work. Actually, no, Tidal Boom gives you energy, so that's fine. Alright. Oh, I thought this was the escalation. I got scared. It's not, thankfully. Explorer in a land. Is it just without explorers or any land? Just a land without any explorers. Okay. Well, coastal is probably better because you can always be mopped up more easily. And then here, just go there, I guess. Alright. Tidal Boon. I don't know that we can have all these towns in B3 though. You're only drowning 1. Although we can defend 4. Although there won't be any Dahan in there. I guess we do have Quicken the Earth Struggles, which isn't doing anything, so it could just defend 10 in B3 at the expense of an energy. But Grasping Tide also works. Yeah, coastal's better, right? And up to 2 Dahan. What if I left the Dahan in B3 and I defend it? I would drown 1. But then there'd be 3 Dahan left. And it would kill the things that are left. What if I did this in a weird order? I think if I do it in a weird order, it actually works better. I save a Dahan. If I don't Tidal Boon first, but I call to Migrate first, pull the Dahan out of here, then we swallow, then we push the things out, and then now there'll be 2 towns and 2 Dahan, and we don't need to kill any Dahan to achieve that. That seems a lot better. A4 is presumably defended if we can have a sacred site next to it. Which we can achieve, we just need to have moons and plants. So Dahan and A4 should work fine. We'll gather these guys to save the Singleton and the ones from drowning. Yeah, they don't push anywhere. I don't think they need to be pushed anywhere. Then swallow. Then Tidal Boon. And then we kill the city. Ocean now has 3 energy, with as much drowning as it had. It drowned 6 energies, or 6 health worth, so that's 3 energy. So yeah, you're not playing all of those cards. So you're taking this presence. Creating a sacred site in B3 using the push. Presence on this board, most likely. Grasping Tide. I guess it doesn't even have, like, okay, we can have, like, millions of ways of defending. I guess, pending the event, 1 damage to each town is better because if they have extra health, that will still make sure they die. And defend 4 should still be good enough, pending the event. Worst is that towns deal +1 damage. I guess it's better to leave towns in there, but I would want to go into A1 and start munching on things in A1. I'm gonna have to take the water, but if I do that, I'll still have Drown a Town, and that's fine. I don't have enough for Paralyzing Fright at all. And I'm playing these 2 cards most likely in any case, so that's 2 energy out of 3, so it has to be a minor. These cards have moons and earths on them. I do agree with that. I don't know why I was thinking I had to save this Dahan, because actually I'm drowning that city, so I didn't need to lure it. But we could do double E Dahans in places. Alternatively, I take Drift down, and then this is extra safe, even with extra damage. Is there any reason to do like Animated Rack Root instead? Let's think. So you have 3 energies, so you could... You have to do this always. So this decision's fixed. And you have +1 card play this turn, so I don't really want to give you 3 card plays. You're not playing 4 cards, right? You could play these 4 cards. Does that do anything for me? You do not have the Earth for this. Removing that Blight would have been cool, but you're not ever getting that Earth. You just need to defend this. B5 can Blight, that's fine. We do not have 2 suns for that, so it's just gonna be out of presence because we're not in lands with Blight. They're A4 and B5, so that's not happening. Overgrow is needed to hit B7. Sacred Site for Stem the Flow. They didn't explore A6 because of the they didn't have visibility there, and we also didn't put an explorer there because we're smart. So it's really just a question of where's the Sacred Site for Stem the Flow. Like, it has to be A5, right? So that I can stem the flow in A1. This is Mountain. But the damage doesn't actually matter, though, is the problem, because I will not be in that land for Creeper's Tear. And you don't have any damage here. Could I do Quicken the Earth Struggles? No, this is fast and they're building towns slow. Oh, before the slow phase. I guess I could try to kill the city in A2. Quicken... Oh, but this is range 0 Sacred Site, and that's hard. So no, I don't think, unless they're not growing anywhere but mountains. Yeah, these cards are being played for elements, apparently. Is there any reason to play all of them? Defend 4 and A4 is safest in case the event does any extra damage. We just need 2 waters, 4 plants. Taking the plant here, well, we don't even have to take the plant there, we can just overgrow with that. So it's gonna be this one most likely, so I can ensure I get 3 card plays next turn. Yeah, so I don't have to play Stem the Flow this turn, it feels like. Field's Choked is fine, we can push a town from A1 into A0. Or B2 into B1. Or B0, except they're not. That's a disease. So yeah, I don't need the Sacred Site then is the thing. So if I don't need the Sacred Site, guess it's a question of where am I using growth, but I guess we can remove one of these presences. So I don't need to maintain my presence in the land. Probably the jungle, because I can get back in there more easily. So let's grow into one of these that I have back B visibility. There's nothing in B6, but B5 is a bad choice. Oh, I do need a sacred site for this, don't I? Yeah, never mind. Nope. That's not how you undo anymore. I do need to have a sacred site next to A4 for that defend to work, so... This is... If I do this, I can hit A1 next turn if needed. Overgrow, grow through sacrifice, fields choked. You have defend 2, which is... okay, but you can overgrow off of plant to defend 4. Yeah, so that works. Ocean's Hungry Grasp. What are you doing? If target land has Dahan of Fear and push and explore in town. I mean, if there's Dahan in the places where they're building, that's totally fine. But not. They do not have that, and we're not moving Dahan this turn, right? I guess you could do Fields Choked instead. That pushes Dahan. So I'll take this one then. If I take a water, I still get Town Drown. I guess I'm giving a presence from Growth Through Sacrifice to Ocean, so actually there's a lot of options. You don't need Sacred Site on A. But you might as well. Do we want to do this on Ocean? Probably, right? Faster ocean growth. Because most likely you're going to be in Reclaim Loop. Let's get you that +1 energy since we're not guaranteed to be drowning. Do this so that we still have presence on A3 after reclaiming next turn. So damage or defend? I mean, if they do extra damage, I think still doing 1 damage to all kills both towns. I think that's okay. They'll do 1 damage in case the event gives them plus health. If the event gives them plus damage, we still lose a presence and a Dahan, but their surviving Dahan will kill both towns still. Well, they're not doing plus damage. Okay, we have 2 suns. So the only reason we're given this option is because of the fact that we can get it. But how? We forget Fields Choked. That's gonna take away a sun but add 4 suns. So that will put us at 5, and then we spend all of our energy. So if we forget Fields Choked, which is not ideal, and we spend all of our energy, which is also not ideal, then we add a disease to a city, 2 fear per player, so we get a fear card. plus, but cities do +2 damage, but that doesn't matter this ravage. Ignore the contact with the Dahan. Might convert Dahans to towns. Push an explorer from a land with Dahan. It's not a fear card, so it will work. Not going to do anything for builds, though. Beasts destroy explorers. So actually one of the explorers in A1 is gone, so we're not going to have as many towns in A1 as expected. Putting it under the top 2 event cards is really going to screw with our timing for Slave Rebellion. It's currently under the top 3 cards. This is card 2. Slave Rebellion is currently card 4, but it's the second card from the top of the deck right now. So what that means is that if I do ignore the contact, it's going to be the card that's played after Slave Rebellion. So I guess we can try to plan around that. Like, knowing both event cards on the Slave Rebellion turn can be pretty good. But it is gonna screw up with the timing for the second Slave Rebellion, because normally it comes out when stage 3 is going to build. The first stage 3 card is going to build, but now it's going to be when the first stage 3 card is going to ravage, which is fine, but I'm going to need to remember that, I guess. I guess actually it's still going to be fine. It's going to be like in the same position in the event discard, I guess. Or at least the way we look at it, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Slave Rebellion, except then it becomes something else, which is going to be missionaries. Yeah, I think we ignore the contact and we try to set it up for later. Bear in mind we want sun cards on Slave Rebellion turn, or at least have energy for Slave Rebellion. This card does not have sun, so we're converting a Dahan, so that's a very bad build to do. This would still kill both towns. I could forget to call the Frosty. Oh, I didn't even see this one. You're right, I could have done that one. Thank you, Kinshru. I missed that one entirely. If I had that probably would have been better to have done then, if I had seen that. I should have realized that the fact that I have 2 suns means meant I played 2 sun cards, so I should have checked that one out. Mobby. We could have forgotten both Fields Choked and Call to Ferocity. Well, I don't want to forget Fields Choked. Probably we still would have done it. That's probably fine. It's defended, and we still kill it. And that is, that was a water card? And it's not water card. Wait, what? What are we doing? No, we are pushing an Explorer. Wait, am I blind? Oh, it has sun. Right, I was looking at water. It has sun. Because it has sun, we're pushing an Explorer out. But only from a land with Dahan. And we're preventing this build, but 1 less Explorer means 1 less problem to deal with, I guess. Just no other Explorer really matters there. Alright. Prevents. Jungle. That jungle looks fun. We stopped this Explorer, we stopped this Explorer. So thank you, Guard the Owl's Heart. Explorers where there are none. So that one. Always be coastal. Yeah, so I could drown this town, I can push Dahan into A1, and with Dahan in the land, I can push an explorer in town out into the ocean. And that basically solves all the ravages except for B7, but B7 might just be defended with the innate if I get a sacred site next to it. Energy. I do kill a building if I'm in a land with a building. Guess what? I'm not in a land with a building. Very good damage. Very good. 10 out of 10. Alright. Theoretically, green does not need to reclaim. Green could gain a power card, gain 3 energy, and play Grant Hatred. It targets a land with strife or disease and does 2 damage for each in that land. So there's no strife on the board, but there are a couple places with blight. But none of them... Actually, no, this one is. Okay. Like B4 has blight, and that is where they're building. So it would be 2 damage. Not going to kill all invaders. So I'm spending 4 energy to do 1 fear and 2 damage, which is really bad. I'm not sure that's worth TBH. Unless I can get a strife in the land, in which case then it would be 4 damage and 2 fear, which is a lot better. It basically comes down to what Ocean finds, which... Oh, I thought this was the one that says add strife fast, but it isn't. Let's see, they are growing, or they are building in jungles. So, like, if we do trigger Creeper's Tear, which currently we would have tier 1 of it. Tier 1 is enough, though, to do 1 damage and 1 damage to kill a town. And if we can drown another town, that would be fine. We do have Paralyzing Fright. We could target B4 with it, but the problem that... I guess we can keep the Sacred Site then. And we will have energy for it, even with Reclaim. Skip all actions stops 3 towns from going into B4. We are doing pretty good on towns, though, so that's fine. Are we going to have Defend? We will have Defend if you find a plant card, if you take this option. Defend 2 is all we need for this, otherwise this land blights. You're always reclaiming. Ocean is, that is. I gotta remember to specify who I'm referring to here. Pretty sure this is minor. We're playing Paralyzing Fright 9 times out of 10, unless we find a card that does something even better. I guess actually we can stop 2 town builds in A0 if we play... hold on, if I play Call of the Deeps... Yeah, I'll gather 2 explorers. That stops 2 builds, or 2 towns. So we don't really need that much in A3, and actually tier 1 of Creeper's Tear is enough for A3 to not matter then. So the only problem that's left is B4 then, which Paralyzing Fright temporarily stops it. Actually, if we do Paralyzing Fright and Grant Hatred, which, I mean, 2 damage is lame, but 2 damage does kill 2 explorers. And if we do Grant Hatred there, then there will only be 1 explorer in B4, and we don't care about that Ravage anymore, ending the event. I lied when I said the event discard is going to tell me where things are, because it's actually... The next turn is the... whatchamacallit turn. The Slave Rebellion turn. Normally it's card 4, but it's currently card 3 because of rearrangements. Anyway, I'm saying a lot of words. So on each board, add strife to a town. After finishing the event card, draw another one. So we want to set up for that if we can. The problem is that the cards that move Dahan on green's side are slow. So if we want to set up for that, because it's happening next turn. And there's no towns on board A, other than possibly A3, but actually now I don't want to stem the flow and creepers tear that town because it's dying to the slave rebellion. We do have escalation, I guess. Because it is stage 2, so unless it's coastal, we're getting an escalation, and the escalation puts a town in a land where there's no towns, or blight in a land that has building. So in the event that it is an escalation, B3 is the prime target for it. A3 can be handled with the Slave Rebellion, but alternatively A1 could be the Slave Rebellion target and Creeper's Tear in A3. But if we get Coastal instead... then we would still want A3 to be the target, I guess. We would like to have Dahan in B5. So that's the only town on that board. But coastal is not going to be good in any case. But yeah, it still looks like we're doing... We're always doing Paralyzing Fright into B4. I guess we're looking for a card that might put Dahan in B5 then. In the event that we do have to get the Slave Rebellion that way. These don't put Dahan, but they do add Strife. Invaders with Strife take damage per Dahan present. Add a Dahan per building this destroys. This is range 1 Sacred Site. So first off, do we want Guardian Serpents for defend? We don't need it this turn because it's only B2 and B7 that are ravaging, and they are all dealt with. Well, B7 is sort of dealt with. Sort of. If I can get Dahan in B4, Inflame would be really good. Because Slave Rebellion is going to put a Strife on one of the B4 towns, and then with 2 Strife towns in B4, we get 2 Dahan in B4. We don't care about the disease as much, but it would be nice, but we don't have 3 animals. Like, it's 9 times out of 10 Inflame for that Strife, but then the question is, do I reclaim on green? Because if I reclaim, I get called to migrate and or fields choked to get Dahan into B4. I could search for a power card that might push Dahan. But again, I would be playing Grant Hatred And that's a terrible card to play, right? I could just instead reclaim and play something that's not Grant Hatred. All my cards cost, well, I guess Overgrow is 2 energy. I was to say it's 1 energy or less, and basically save 3 energy that way. Yeah. I could take a different major, I guess. I only have 3 energy this turn now. Possibly 4, but I would probably want to play 3 cards. So let's take a minor. There'd there be monsters, would have pushed 1 Dahan, which is not enough. What do I want? Moon Water? So that I can hit these thresholds more easily. This also is the Earth, which might hit the trigger on all enveloping green. And you have innate plants, so you don't need to plant as much. You do need 5 plant for that, but whatever. Also, this provides damage, which combos with Grouper's Terror. So it's definitely Pull Beneath, right? Like, the other ones aren't going to do much. I guess we could push Mountain Jungle into Ocean, but whatever. Everything is range 0. Do Inflame. Inflame requires Sacred Sight, so we keep the 1 in B3. Keep B2, or do we suppose B2 might blight pending the event? Maybe B2 might blight, so we just move that and save B1 because that has better visibility. And I guess we could have kept the Sacred Site in E3 instead, but that's fine. Since we do have Inflame, no, we're always doing one of the towns in A3, and actually it's not going to be only 1 town because of yeah, whatever, we'll do that. We're gonna do Call the Deeps to stop 2 builds in A3. We're not paralyzing Frighting anymore because we want the towns in B4. Oh, this just gathers Dahan. That gathers Dahan, huh? Why did I think I needed to do it with green? Well, whatever. I was not gonna spend all the energy on green anyway. 3 card plays. You need a Sacred Site next to B7 to defend that. Unless I somehow envision, well, you're playing this, and you're not getting, like, unless I give you an extra Earth and you play a Water Earth, you're not drowning a city, are you? Call to Ferocity only ever pushes town and explore into Ocean. Why would Ocean ever want to gather towns? It can gather into the ocean, and therefore it should only ever gather into the ocean, right? Yeah, every time I play with Seamus, he always prioritizes pushing things into the ocean. But that's not always the right play, right? Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. You spend so much time thinking whether you could, you never stop to ask whether you should. Because, like, yeah, stopping the B4 Ravage would help a lot. I'm spending a lot of, like, thought process on this, but I want to make sure that it does work out, I guess. But no Dahan Art risk converting. We don't have any Sacred Sites or any presence in things that can remove a blight. Yeah, I could probably just proliferate Ocean into A2 to drown that city, because they're not... I mean, I guess with the escalation, we might want to have Ocean drown a town instead. but that assumes it's not coastal. It's a 1 in 5 it's coastal. You want to push from somewhere. I don't know. For you to drown a city, you would need to play a water earth. I guess you could always do this to drown an escalated town at the expense of a Dahan. But we'll save the Dahan with Call to Migrate potentially. You have to play a water plant to defend B7 now. So one of these two. And I don't think... I guess we could set up to kill an escalated town again with green, except it would have to be wetland or jungle. If it's jungle, we already have this town that we don't want to destroy, and if it's wetland, like, that's fine. But if it's sands, I guess sands is fine. We put it in A7. If it's mountain, we can't put it in B7 because that's loss. So it's a 50% chance we get an escalated town. Well, actually a 40% with the coastal lands card. So 40% chance we get a town we can destroy. I wonder if it's sufficiently similar to drowning 2 towns in A3 instead of drowning 2 explorers in A3. Oh yeah, that's true. We could let them build and then push towns out instead. That is fair. We could call the deeps any other 2 explorers. We could gather an explorer out from B2 in case they have extra damage. And we could push a town out with fields choked. Give even more energy to Ocean. Like, we're not at risk of losing, so we could let them build in A3. The problem, I guess, is that, you know, combating the escalation effects plus our... We don't want to be stretched too thin for builds and stuff. Plus, if they do... Well, I guess they are building a town in A3, and we're not stopping that entirely. Because I would say that does give visibility to B7, but that doesn't matter. There's still an explorer in A7 we need to deal with someday. We need to be careful of events that say an explorer in an innerland or inland converts into a town, because that would not lose us the game right now because A4 exists, but if it didn't, then A7 would lose us the game. I mean, Fields Choked is better than Stem the Flow, right? Because Fields Choked also targets A8 in the escalation situation. Or B8. Both of those would be the targets for the escalation. Also, I said they could put a town in A7. I absolutely lied when I said that. They can't, we can't put a town in A7. So actually, no, we're not doing Creeper's Terror at A7 ever. So that was a foolish statement. Fair card. Each city does +2 damage, doesn't matter. Add disease, ignore disease, so it doesn't matter, but we'll put it in the inlands in case we do screw up a future turn. Gather a town into a coastal land. that the only one? That's the only town. I can gather you there, and then I can gather you into B2 and end up Blights. B1's fine. Each town destroys an explorer, except... Oh. I thought I said fear cards could never remove explorers. Fear cards never remove explorers. But it doesn't say it doesn't prevent destruction, I guess. Oh, also there's a sacred site here. I could have prevented the build. We want it to happen. Do I want it to happen? I could prevent it from happening, but then we don't have the towns that we wanted. Yeah, I think we wanted to allow that to happen. Wetlands. And we have, unless we want this to be blighted, which I don't think we do. Town there, town there. B1 is at risk of a coastal city, which adds a town to an adjacent thing. Also explorers in a land without one. Theoretically, that kills the explorer pending the event. Even if it doesn't, the surviving Dahan kills... I mean, the event might do +1 damage, but the surviving Dahan kills that guy, so that's fine. Oh, it can stay coastal. Okay, so... Blight... Or not Blight, Strife. Push. I guess I can't drown in A3 because I need the Dahan there. Unless I do drown 1 and I gather 3 into B4 and push 1 into A3. Should be fine then. Still have to remove one of those towns. Is a problem. I can damage 1 town. I can drown the city. You could paralyzing fright in B4, I guess. Invaders skip all actions, but events aren't actions, right? Invaders with Strife take 1 damage per Dahan present. That's not an action, that's just an event card. It's not an invader action, right? Okay. So we have targets for the Slave Rebellion. I guess we could defend B4 with green. So I don't need to remove a town. This is just going to be 3 damage after we convert the last town with Dahan. And then there'll be 4 Dahan in that board, or in that land, so it will certainly kill anything left. Even with plus health. With plus damage, it might be worse. Actually, no, we know exactly. This is the sun. This is the sun turn. This is the sun turn. We know exactly what this turn is. We know exactly the event card that's being played after Slave Rebellion because we put it there. So it's the turn where for each sun, we need 8 suns or energies or whatever. Or cities do +3 damage and add a disease to a land with city. Well, that's actually boring because there's no cities left. Whoops. But then it was also 2 fear per player, so it's 4 fear off that. But anyway, we don't have many suns, by the way. We're definitely playing Call to Ferocity, or are we forgetting Call to Ferocity? We could just forget it. Not that good of a card. It does push from a land with Dawn, sometimes into the ocean for free. But if I forget it, that's 4 out of 8 energy that we need. We also have 10 energy on Ocean right now, so like energy is probably not an issue, but if I play every other card that Ocean has right now, then you only have 4 energy. So you still have enough energy, never mind. And I guess they're also probably gaining a power. Unless I want to do a major. I guess I could Paralyzing Fright B1. And then it's not a coastal city build. Or I Paralyzing Fright B6 and it's not an inland city, which is a bit harder. I guess actually green could stop the build in B6. Green can stop many builds this turn. Green does have Overgrow to do that, or could do 2 presences. Jungle Ravage is not even an issue because the event card's not screwing us up now, so... I could do +1 card play and get plus energy and play everything except for Grant Hatred. This gives us Growth Through Sacrifice, which is benefiting Ocean again, probably. Fastest growing ocean of all time. Question is whether we take a major here with Ocean. I don't like if we're stopping a lot of builds, there's not a lot happening, right? I guess there's still like we still have to deal with these ravages, but some combination of pushing and damaging, so we don't really need the major, I think. Do the animals do a damage? You mean the beasts? The beasts only do things based on event cards, basically, or sometimes power cards. I don't think we've seen a beasts card yet. I guess this is a beasts card. If target land has beasts, destroy an explorer town, but they don't do anything innately, they just exist. But oftentimes an event card has a beasts clause, which we also haven't seen. I think it's on the one we put back in the deck though. But sometimes an event card says each beast destroys an explorer, or each beast does 2 damage. So sometimes based off events, they do retaliate on invaders. They don't ever like damage us though. They're always good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a minor because we don't need the major this turn, and I want to make sure I have enough energy for the event. The ocean counts as a land without invaders. Fun fact. And that hits all of these thresholds. So extra fear. Gnawing root biters pushes towns, of course. Also provides an animal, which might help this threshold someday if that matters, which I'm not 100% sure it does. I think I'm just taking this. It pays for itself. It's basically another copy of Call of the Deeps. Like, same elements too. 4-card plays. Occasionally, it can even defend too, right? I have all my thresholds. So actually, do I allow B1 to build so I can drown both the city and the town? I mean, that would put a town in B2, I guess. But I don't care about that, because I would just sweep it up. That's probably okay. It's weird, but it's okay. You almost have all your thresholds. You do have full Creeper's Tear. So actually you can kill A5 and B6 using Stem the Flow. Although that needs a Sacred Site. We're not going to keep those Sacred Sites, I guess. But we can Overgrow. And with Overgrow, we maintain the Sacred Site. Okay. That seems good then. Actually, Pull Beneath also does it, I guess. Actually, Pull Beneath is slightly better for killing Explorers. Which will do enough damage in a B6 to kill both Explorers. So that's good. We're preventing both builds. We're wiping out both wetlands. A2 is even going to preserve the disease because we're that cool. B4 is defended. So do I even want Paralyzing Fright? I mean, it gives me an Earth, but so does this. You're gonna forget this, I guess. Or, and bear with me on this, we keep it and we push from a land with Dahan. Like, if they explore jungle or mountain, we could just immediately push the town out. With the escalation, I mean. If they explore sands, you probably use Tidal Boon to push the Dahan from A3 into B3 and then use Call to Ferocity there. And, okay, I like this. This is an interesting turn. Is the game over? Is this the point where we say we've won? I also have Growth Through Sacrifice, I guess, if I wanted to make sure I had an extra presence in the right spot. Sacred Site in B7? Club noises intensify. It already has a disease, so I don't care about that, right? Except for maybe there's the, like, minuscule chance that the event card says ignore disease this turn. Ooh. I can remove a blight now. Yes! Unfortunately, it's not back on the blight card. It's sitting on this card here. And until we have 6 blight on here, we can't move it back to the blight card. So that's never happening. Glub glub. Yeah, I can just pay for the energy using Ocean, I guess. I have Grasping Tide for some reason. That exists. I could put a Sacred Site in A7. Eh. Always grow Ocean, right? So you don't need this Sacred Site. Ocean's getting to 5 card plays, I guess. You don't have Sacred Site needs. You can go there. Alright. Oh my gosh, it's the Slave Rebellion. Oh my gosh, missionaries. Beasts destroy explorers. Remove explorer town from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. I mean, that's dead, that's dead. We want this to build. Can't touch that. It's gonna be this one. Oh, right, we can't remove it. It pushes. So we put you there because that dies to the event. We could just remove A5. Their cards never remove explorers, but they can remove towns. I mean, yeah, removing A5 means I save that Sacred Site, and 9 times out of 10, I will still have a town to destroy with Stem the Flow and Creeper's Tear and all that. Plus, there is a city here, I guess. Oh, no, well... No, we don't want that build to happen. Yeah, we remove this one. That's fine. It removes Innerland visibility. Defend 2 lands with a safe presence. Each spirit gains energy per Sacred Site they have with invaders. Which, I guess... Yeah, thanks to that Explorer. Yeah! Alright, wetland stuff. Sands. So if I click this, we lose. So now we do this. And... Ocean? Yeah, because the plan was if they export sands, I could put the Dahan there that way. Wetlands... Ravage... I can't put you there. Just go there. There. Always be coastal. Okay. There's energy back. I could Tidal Boon the guys out of B6, I guess. Tidal Boon's not too good. I guess I could push the Explorer out with Tidal. No, it doesn't push. It only pushes towns. I guess you can use Tidal Boon to push the Dawn out of A3. Right, that was the thought anyway, wasn't it? Pull Beneath is not too good. Or not, sorry, my Creeper's Terror is not too good. Pull Beneath is fine. Like, it's always killing these explorers, right? But my Creeper's Terror is what's sad, because I can't do much more than just kill this town. And my Creeper's Terror also doesn't do much. I could hit this, and that's it, and I can't do anything with that. I could theoretically push it into A5 for Creeper's Terror, but why would I when I can push it into the ocean? Alright. So now Sands is the next problem. So the disease in A7 means I don't have to worry about that unless the event ignores disease. You're always reclaiming, right? Did I give you a water instead of 5 card plays for some reason? I don't remember why I did that, but I guess I did that. I guess we do have a Strife card. Inflame plus Grant Hatred actually works well. So if they build an A5, it's going to be 2 towns and an Explorer, but if we put a Strife in there, it'll be a Strife and a Blight for 2 fear and 4 damage. So that deals with the B5 issue, I guess. We can Strife the Explorer and kill 2 towns, which is a really weird to Strife an Explorer, but it works. B3 is Ocean. Who cares about Ocean builds? A4 is a city build, but it can be prevented with Paralyzing Fright. A7 is sometimes protected. We could put a Sacred Site there. We would have to use Overgrow to do that. Unless I do Middle Growth option, only ever play Grant Hatred, which seems wrong. There's no Blight this turn. So this is Reclaim. I guess the nice thing about Entrancing Apparitions is it doesn't have to target Coastal. I could Entrance into B4, and that stops the B5 build. Or I could Entrance into B6, and that would just be defended. They already explored... No, they didn't explore jungles tier 3, or tier 2, so they could do an escalation into B4, but... that land already has a lot of Dahan. That would be fine. Stopping this build means they don't have a mountain visibility. Mountain or jungle. They would not, well, they already don't see B8, but they wouldn't see B7. It would be a bit safer. They don't see A8. They don't see A6. Paralyzing Fright A4. Entrancing Apparitions B5 into B4. I guess I could also Entrancing into B1 if I also use Lure of the Unknown into B0. That also stops the build in B3. which I could just let happen anyway, but you know. So I think we can let green reclaim. Grant Hatred is okay still, even though like we do have a different plan for B5, but we do have the combo. The combo. The combo. Call to Bloodshed also. Well, not even also. There's no land that it hits. But it combos with Call to Migrate is the thing. I gather 3 Dalhan, deal 3 damage. It's not good elements for green, but like that's really strong for stopping any build, right? So I take that one. I guess before I commit to that though, let's hit this button. And you can take a different major now. Blazing Renewal. Tsunami. Yeah, Tsunami's weird because the coasts are not an issue. Coasts are handled. Coasts are protected by ocean. While that is a great ocean card, we don't need it. Blazing Renewal stops A4 without me needing to use the whatchamacallit, the Paralyzing Fright. Or I use Blazing Renewal into B5. Lure of the Unknown into B0. Oh, actually no, Blazing Renewal doesn't work in B5 because it only damages towns. Tiger's Hunting is fun, except it can't hit B5 because it's blighted. I mean, like, green always has Destroyed Presence. We take Blazing Renewal for the combo with green. Do I ditch Call to Ferocity now? I guess I ditch Quicken the Earth Struggles. I mean, it does combo with Blazing Renewal, but I don't need it. This is a cool matchup. For being France 6, this doesn't feel like France 6, but also, yeah, Ocean and Green comboing together, letting Ocean go into lands with cities without having to grow into lands with cities. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Oh, I can't actually... Oh, no, I am gonna be... Okay, okay. I don't need that Sacred Site. I got, yeah, this Sacred Site. Well, this Sacred Site hits A7. But I don't need... Do I want to save the presence in B2? Well, I guess I could use green to put a Sacred Site back where I need it. Green is a great matchup with every spirit. Green makes every spirit better in comparison. Alright, we do that for sure. We do 4 card plays here. If I put Sacred Site here, I can defend B1. And so I can actually do... Oh, no, actually, no. I already defend. Green is a great matchup against France. Fair enough. I can just do all the things. All the things all the time, except I don't need Paralyzing Fright. I guess I could Paralyzing Fright A7, and then I don't need to put a green presence in there to block that build. But no, I guess... So we're doing this, we're doing this. And this hits all my thresholds. Not that I need it, but it hits all my thresholds. And then what? What do you want to do, green? I'm hitting this. Oh my god, I am hitting this. Alright, we're getting fear. Can we win the game? To win the game, we need to remove both towns. Can we just remove both towns? Not really. Unless we can, well, the escalation actually screws with us because the escalation puts towns down. We could try to win in the slow phase, but if they do coastal, we win. If they do mountain or jungle, then we have to deal with an extra town in 2 different lands. Yeah, we can do. We're absolutely using Blazing Renewal to destroy one of the towns. And then, yeah, the fear card can remove the other one. One of the fear cards. We're having lots of fear cards. Can you take the blight? There's no blight. There is no blight. So all we need to do, like, Ocean drowns B2, right? So, like, kill the city, this town, drown this one. I guess that is a problem that if they do explore mountain and they escalate, we have to put the blight in B2. That's the one problem. I can't just kill it that way. So what I could do is put an extra presence in there. And I can do it in 2 different ways. Oh, you mean just add a blight off the escalation effect, right? But this is going to be the only town. And if they explore jungle, it's... like, we don't have a choice here. If the land has building, add a blight, otherwise add a town. So it has to be a land that has a building in it for it to take the blight, and it's only ever that. So I can't optionally put a blight down. It needs to be situational blight. But all right, so I guess if we want to maximize, like, if we just want to win, right? So what we could just fields choked out of A3 or something. I don't know. What am I doing? So I want the damage card. Yeah. So if they escalate into B4, Call to Bloodshed kills it, and Pull Beneath doesn't do enough damage, so it'd have to be Fields Choked. Fields Choked pushes the town out of A3, and that deals with both A3 and A4 and the Jungle Explorer. If it's a Mountain Explorer, then the Blight has to go in B2, which in that case what we have to do is get another Ocean presence in there, which we can do with Gift of Proliferation. Like, I don't see why I would do that over this, because I guess I could... well, no, it doesn't remove blight. So we do this to proliferate into B2. And that way, even with a blight in B2, we still get the Ocean presence there to drown the town. So that would just mean A1 has to be solved. But A1 would be solved with Call to Bloodshed. Okay, so that wins. The island is too clean. To be fair, the island is clean because we started with Guard the Isle's Heart, which... this was quick play doing that for me. I hit quick play 8 to 10, and they're like, hey, France 6 and Guard the Isle's Heart, which technically is difficulty 10, but... with lesser stuff happening in the inlands, it made it a lot easier. So yeah, we just win. I don't have enough to do blight removal ever. I guess I could just remove blight this way. Am I in a land with blight somewhere? No. Rude. Rude. Winning too hard. Is there any way to get Blight faster? I guess we could just play this to get 3 more fear, but like whatever, we do it for fear. Like if we're winning, then we just win, right? If we're winning, we might as well win. And I have a paralyzing fright. Oh, right. Oh, I can't even hit that. Oh. Oh. Okay, well, if I can't paralyzing fright A7. Why is that back up? Oh, it just comes back up, but it's not really there. If I can't do that... Oh, right, no, but I already have overgrow. I just overgrow into A7 just in case. Just in case the disease is prevented or something. Oh. Oh, this is a bug. It says I need to click a power deck, which I should not be able to do. Because it thinks that I'm still here is the problem. So if I do this, it's going to be messy, but it does fix the problem, I think. Or does it? Nope, it still wants me to click a power deck. But like... What? Wants me to click the power deck just to reveal this. Pretty sure this bug has been reported. Like, I've definitely had this bug pop up several times, right? So... I don't know if, like, it's a different bug or if I should have reported it and John's gonna yell at me, but I'm just gonna not worry about it. Alright, so I already can put my presence down in the spot to prevent things from happening. So those were the car plays. I have to regather. I guess I could have if I had left my sacred site there. But, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're winning. Oops. There we go. Rising interest in the island. Well, we're definitely not adding a town. There's still too many fear cards. Each town does extra damage, which there are no towns in those lands. So we weave the lies. We have to spend 4 energy. We have no air cards to forget. Other than those that are in play. That's actually slightly awkward. But it doesn't matter, like I just forget one of Oceans because I don't need all of this. Here we go. Add beasts to a jungle without blight, so that one is the only one that gives us extra stuff. Add wilds to a land with Dahan. They're not exploring anywhere. Maybe that one. I guess they would explore that if it was jungles, but it doesn't matter. And then that doesn't matter. Strife in a different land with at least 2 invaders. Each invader takes 1 damage per strife it has. Well, we strife the town in the event that... we get another figure card that says damage per strife. 1 damage per Dahan. Dead by Ravage. And I guess we'll just kill you. Push up to 3 things from an inland land. Why didn't you just push it into the ocean? Alright, good. Ravage, good build, and it's coastal, so we don't have any of the issues. Yay! Bam, bam. And we win. France 6, guard the Isle's heart. Victory. Woo! Second wave. 77 points. That's a lot of points. We got 50 from difficulty, 10 from victory, so 60 points plus effects. So second wave is what? Instant loss? Because it says here like the scenario is notably harder against French plantation colony due to town limits. Later waves will become outright impossible. Actually, no, we're only on wave 2, so actually it would be... I was thinking we're on wave 7 immediately for some reason, but no. But no, we do... Town to land 5. Reprinted invaders start closer. So it's one town moves down, a town in land 5. And then the adversary is like, put a town in highest numbered land without towns, so 8 or something, and then a town to land 1. And yeah, it would just be, we start with 4 towns on each board. I'm not gonna do that because, well, I don't want to have another 2-hour game. But it is still shy of 2 hours. So I can do a quick game. 1 spirit is quick, right? Random adversary. Let's just do a speed run here. I'm not even going to look at the adversary. We'll speed run this. It's the 4th wave where it gets bad. Yeah. They start with 4 towns on the board, and then by wave 4, like, it's 3 extra towns or something. Alright, so it's Brandenburg Prussia, right? So... escalation is on each board with building, add town to a land without town. Cool. Building wetlands. Okay. So... do I want them to build there, or do I want to just kill stuff? I said this is a speed run. I'm already not speed running. Let them build C8. He says that, and then he still plays this card. We could just do Lead the Furious here, and then move Dahan into C2 and kill that city. I could also, instead of doing that, do this better. Sudden ambush C8. And then, Voice of Thunder, I guess? No. Sudden ambush doesn't give me town destroy in C5. Never mind. It would have to be this to kill the town in C5, but that's a lot of energy to do that. I think I like my original plan better. But I would rather be able to gather Dahan into C2, I think. No, that doesn't even gather. Oh, it does gather, but it doesn't work. Damn it! Not a good speed run. Thunder Speaker's not a good speed run, Spirit. He says she's really powerful. I'm just being dumb. Thunder Speaker is probably one of the strongest spirits in the base game. Just because I can do this. Now I want to kill that stuff in C7. Because I don't have a means of dealing with it otherwise. So much for my original plan. Events are super swingy. We do still have events on, so I guess, yeah, we'll find out what happens there. Okay. I want to get to 2 energy per turn. I don't want +4 energy. I think I've always like thought about this for a long period of time and then decided I want that 4 energy because it lasts longer. Not really a good turn. I could stop this build, I could stop this blade. I think I stopped this build because I can defend this next turn. Or not stop this build, stop that Ravage. Which is weird because what I can do is this. The event says words. Event says words. Light to Sands is fine. I could add Presence at the cost of 4 energy though. But that does like nothing. It does like nothing. Beasts don't do anything. Ravage is defended even more. So just let the land wither. Farmer Seek thwarted Thunder Speaker England 6 for 5 straight runs. Farmer Seek is literally the worst event. Alright, Sands is fine. Let's see, this is gather 2, push 1. Difficulty 0 is so fun. Well, technically it's difficulty 1. But I don't have to think as hard. Also, 1 spirit is weird. I'm so used to doing like way more than that. Do not build. Call to migrate, right? Yes, call to migrate. Call to migrate is great. Lure of the Unknown. That hits all my buttons. Except air, or animal, that is. I guess it doesn't hit sun, actually. But lure. Sharky, hello! Welcome to Spirit Island. Defend. Manifest. Yep, those are my cards. Those are my cards. Perform a build step for 1 thing not done to do. Boom, words. What's this one? Add Dahan to a mountain or sands with Dahan. There. That's sands. Your card. Strife in the land with at least 2 different invaders. I don't think that matters at all. Whatever. You see ghosts and water. I'm not sure what the ghosts are. Oh, are you thinking these are ghosts? All lands are seen. I have to choose one of these? Rude. This is gather 2, push 2. How many far away are we from Terra level 2? Too many. 4, 5, so bring 1 presence, push 1 in there. So now it's 3 fear away from victory, is what that means. Right? So how do we get fear? The answer might surprise you. We don't. Plot twist. What am I even doing? Oh, lure, I guess, stops a build. Ending the event. It's not really an exciting turn. Hortense would have won. Damn it! Damn it! And the single lane with the most invaders. I guess we win. We win. We win in the worst way. Damn, defense. Oh, okay, no defense. We win by losing 2 Thunder Speaker presents. We won! Terra level 1! Woo! The worst way to win. Well, not really. I like that animation that normally has things leaving the island, but there's just nothing there. Well, this is not going to be a second wave speedrun, but I could do a second wave just immediately. So during setup, add a town to land 3. Style points. We can set aside a power card. We didn't actually take any major power, so this is fun. I forget if manifestation works or not. I've been told that it sort of assumes there's a presence in there, but I don't trust it. Let's do words of warning, because that, if we get to stage 3, we target a land with 1,000,000 Dahan. Leave 2 blight. Let's do inland blight. Push these Dahan around. I could have done manifest. I'm not 100% sure how it would work. I have earth. It's fine. Earth is fine. Mountains. You fool. I already have my land defended. I guess I will use draw. Maybe? They're doing coastal city there. Can I perfect stillness it? I can. I think that's better. Perfect stillness means I need energy, right? So I would need to do this. And then I can do Sacred Site there next turn. I get perfect stillness it to stop the ravage, but I would rather stop the build and let them kill the town in the ravage. Wetlands Explorer. Now that's a coastal, or that's a blighted city. Fun. I guess the words of warning gets rid of the blight. But it was still blight after the blight removal. Power card. Anything we care about? Elements aren't really of a concern. Jungle Sands blight removal, no. Veil the Knight's Hunt stops a build. That works for me. And that might stop another build? Well, not this turn. C5 hasn't been dealt with. An exploring place of town. Fun. Beasts will end with a blight that has town. Defend per Dahan. Okay. Go there. Quick Dahan movement too, right? Fast Dahan movement is great. Either saves Dahan that's gonna die in a Ravage, or puts Dahan in place to kill stuff in a Ravage. Once per board at a town. Go there. I don't want another blighted city. Plus I can prevent this city build. Or this town build. I can prevent the build. That word. I can't defend this. Right? This is defend 4. It's not good enough. I could actually no. If I move 3, if I move the Explorer out, it's defended. Yeah. So I don't get Dahan in there though. Okay. If I want to play my hand, I will play this. It's not really good rituals. I'm working on defending it next turn. I can repeat a card of cost 1 or less. Yes! Removing the blight is the same. What if I do both? Ever think about that one? Inland land, replace explorer with town. Well, that's just that one. Do not ravage in lands with disease. Okay, it doesn't matter. Push from a land with Dahan. This stops C8 visibility. No, it doesn't at all whatsoever. Because there was 2 towns in there, my bad. Coastal does not line up that well. Actually not that good, is it? Not very good rituals. I need to get Dahan placed better. That's what I'm hearing. Reclaim. You have to do this. Defend C2. That's all I got. Oh, I guess fail. Stop C1. I guess we could like put Dahan in C2 and let C1 build instead. Or Dahan in there kills everything in C2. Otherwise I need to defend that next turn. Alright, event card. Here's a little rain. We can forget guard the healing land. In exchange, we get presence in a land with Dahan, which is already sacred sighted. But Blight to Sands would be a cascade. -1 health isn't necessary. Beasts might kill a town here. Do we need guard the healing land anymore? I think if we don't have any other water, right? Yeah, so I think if we just forget it, we're fine, because everything's defended this turn, and next turn, like, C1 can blight, C3's defended. It gets perfect stillness C1 instead or something. I could take a major next turn, I guess. Bye, beasts. Yeah, the event can be good, but I got it in turns where I had no energy, so it sucked. But yeah, getting the extra presence is really good. In situations where it's really good. In situations where it's bad, it's not good. As it so turns out. Does it make sense? See, when it's bad, it's good, but when it's good, it's bad. Alright. We're doing major power. Major power. I choose cast down. No. I choose unlock the gates and I pass the major power down a road. Like this is, yeah, this. It's not gonna help like at all, but but you know, it just be like that, you know? I have 4 powers now, by the way. Forgot that I'm kind of starved on powers. This is range 0. I can repeat draw. Bam! I have paralyzing fright to replace Seer of Perfect Stillness, or I have sea monsters to get fear. It's sea monsters. Do not forget. Thank you, Frenzy, for making that an option, that you have to click that and always click that. Alright. Explorer has a +1 health. Beasts generate fear. Add Dahan to an inland with Dahan. Good. That's a good place for that. In each land, defend 1 per Dahan. Not necessary, but thanks. Coastal Ravage. C1 Blights. Actually, did we need that? 2, 3, 4, 5. We did need that. Whoops. We needed that this turn. Alright, well, good news, guys. We defended C3 thanks to the fear card. Wetlands Explorer. Mountains Ravage. Go there. So we're basically going to be playing sea monsters every day for the rest of our lives, I guess. Stop. Stop. And this doesn't gather towns. This blight's this ravage is a problem. Is that stillness? It's probably stillness. Might just take another power next turn. But then I can't play my hand. In a few turns will be a ton of fear. It'll be 1 fear card in 2 turns. Why did I forget my defend card? That was a mistake. Also, C3 is a problem again. Damn it! I guess I can get an Explorer or 2 out of there. I'm gonna just assume that that's blighting. Just gonna assume that's blighting. I don't like gaining a power card when I don't make a sacred site out of it. I will do this. Except I can't play my hand, so never mind. Don't do that. Ah, buttons! I guess I could stillness it. I could do rituals for 2 fear into C2. Nah. At least in each land with 2 towns, there are no lands. Haha. Daha. I don't know what that effect said, but I think it said don't ravage, and I don't think it matters. Hey, defense. That didn't help in that land anyway, so it's good we dealt with it. C5 can blight. Who cares about C5? C monsters. Oh, it just kills everything. Alright, C monsters. This is the rest of my life. This is the story of a girl. I'm confident. Ooh, set aside power? I can defend 3 in C5. I can't defend 3 in C5. Bam! Bam! Fortification! Damage! Add Dahan to Mountain Their Sands with Dahan. You can go there. Fair card. Defend 6 in all coastal lands. That was not relevant. Sands build. Mountain jungle. Oh no. You have to build wetlands, by the way. Sea monsters. Oh. It needs invaders. Damn it. Then you go there instead. Rude. Do you go there instead? It could be coastal. So go there. Wasn't as much fair that turn as I would have liked. It's still like doing the zoom in for sea monsters here where it's like weird. Okay. Whatever. 3, 4, 5. That sort of defends. Sort of. But just reclaim. See monsters. I guess we could do words of warning in C6. Am I fully grown? No. This is the best set-aside power of all time. Unlock the gates! Claim. Jungle hungers. Jungle hungers. Coastal man move town. You seem like you want to eat, you want to live in C5. Because that's a good hunger spot. I mean, a good coastal resort spot for you. 1 damage if Dahan are present. Gather up to 2 and then 1 damage if Dahan are present. What could possibly go wrong? Jungle wetlands. Well, there's still no things there. That's defended. Yeah, look, it's actually slightly more defended, but that's not. It's from the event card? Yeah. But it's defend 3. So that's defended. This is not. I can't target that. Only other place would be C1. Which is boring. One fear card away from Terra level 3. Okay. If I play these 4 cards, I hit this threshold. Which doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. None of these say fear. I want fear though. And none of those say fear either. And if Infinite Vitality and C4 defends it, sort of. Plus 4 health. Defend 3 to take 3 damage, and it's defend 3, sort of. This, whatever, who cares? I'm gonna take card. I want a miner. Miners are more likely to be defense. That doesn't say defense, though. But Land of Haunts and Embers does say fear. Six fear in C5. What do you mean 6 fear in C5? Please don't say fear. Well, this says fear, but it's slow. Oh, Jungle Hungers. Oh, right, but that's slow. Like, I want a fear card because that gives me Terra level 3 and it gives me 2 Terra level 3 cards. The bold strategy, but I play Land of Haunts and Embers for a fear and blight the island because what could possibly go wrong? Alright, you need another moon and 2 plants. So that's the moon. And you play that one. And we did not play Infinite Vitality. Great. But we can repeat Land of Haunts and Embers. Yes! Hey, Siraxis, thank you for bringing this game to Steam with multiplayer. It's just so much fun. It is really fun. I am also not actually a Handelabra worker, but I will say thank you, or you're welcome on their behalf. I just stream on the Handelabra channel, but the the Handelabra people, including John, are not here today. It is just me. Oh, I still get the threshold. Because this has moon on it. Never mind, I don't need rituals. So I do that. I don't have this, but who cares? I don't have a repeat, but who cares? What could possibly go wrong? Stop a build! Island is blighted! Ooh, downward spiral. Classic. OG. You have to remove a presence. Well, I would remove this one, except it's already being destroyed. This is a super stack. That can be removed. Here's a land with Dahan and buildings. Invaders do 3 damage to Dahan there, ignoring defend powers. Rude. Rude. On each board, choose a land with 2 Dahan and 2 buildings. So this is gonna be an issue anyway. It's an issue always. There's... Rude. Oh, but this doesn't put a blight by reckless offensive, actually. Oh, snap. So actually, I just target this. Because they're not going to be damaged. Actually, why did they not take damage? They should have taken damage. Like, it did not say ignore damage. We did not have that threshold. But we still ignore the blight here, so, like... It's actually good, because now we get another fear card. Nice. Skip the next normal build. That does a lot. Not really. As strife in a land in or adjacent to beasts, invaders skip all normal actions and land with beasts. I want you to be in lands with beasts, though! You don't understand! I have the sea monsters thing. Stop doing this. That's defended. Whatever, go there, I guess. Remove things, remove things. I don't want to remove the town. That still blights. Thank you, Terror level 3 cards, for not actually defending that land. Much appreciated. They explore Sands Woodlands. Well, the good news is, do we win? Is this 7 fear? No, it's 5 fear. We need 2 more fear. Oh no. They never went in there. Go there. I don't want any more. Take those. So the Dahan give us the victory then. So what have we learned? What lessons have we learned? I've learned that anything is possible with the power of friendship. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Can I hit this? There's like 0 chance I hit this. I guess I look here. I need water plant. That doesn't work. I need sun. My 1 water card costs too much. So much for unlock the gates. It did give us a lot of major powers I didn't have to forget for, though. Jungle sands, or jungle wetlands ravage. Defended, defended. Whoops. 0 blight this turn. Cool, I don't need the stillness. So instead, we will just... Can I hit the repeat on this? No, I can't. Right? Earth. Earth. Can't afford any other Earth. Can I just play all my Earth cards and hit something? No. Rude. All I want to do is hit the threshold on something. I don't know what that something is. That's not how you do it. I can still repeat a card that costs 3. How about that? I can play more powers. Sure. Two fear with Hunts. Okay. Sacrifice victory. Ha ha. Which is still a victory. But Logic, you didn't need to do that. Can't stop me. Hey, I got an achievement for Bittersweet Triumph. Because that's the sacrifice victory? Yeah. We won and we lost. Still get points for victory, though. Yeah. Sacrifice victory is when you win at the same time as you lose. And we lost because we had 0 blight in the blight pool, but we won because we achieved the victory condition of victory level 4, where we just instantly win. Yeah, that is like doing what I just did is basically the way to get sacrifice victory, which is to get enough fear to win, but also cascade blight back and forth until you run out of blight. Generally not advisable for you to do that, of course, but actually I lost points for doing that. I lost 1 point for every blight. We could have won with 3 more points. I could have had 31 points, but instead I chose the worst option. But is there anyone that thinks that this score actually means anything? I mean, let's put it this way. Spirit Island is basically whose line is it anyway. That's right, everything's made up and the points don't matter. But alright, we have successfully won 3 games of Spirit Island. We've won France 6 with Guard the Owl's Heart, we've won Brandenburg Prussia 0, and then we won Brandenburg Prussia 1 with Second Wave, which isn't really that significant, but we wanted those quick games anyway, so that's fine. This was Spirit Island Saturdays, where we play Spirit Island on Saturday. I'm LogicDolphin, normally accompanied by Migrant P and Seamus the Hug Monster, but both were absent today. Maybe they'll be back next week. John may or may not be, based on his tournament status. Seamus may or may not be, based on factors. I will most likely be. I'm pretty consistent. But in any case, we're here every Saturday to bring you Spirit Island content. Check out the other streams we have on this channel. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with another Letdown. Every Monday at 7 p.m. is Dolphins Die with yours truly. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Handelabra Live with John. And every Friday at 4 p.m. is Luck of the Seamus with Seamus the Hug Monster. Handelabra products include Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island. They are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch if you are so inclined to switch it up. Follow us at twitch.tv/HandelabraGames or Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Follow me personally at LogicDolphin on pretty much any social media avenue. But thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys later.